Morning. Survived another night in the swamp. Not too bad. It's warmer than it was last night and overcast. No rain or anything, and minimal condensation, which is really nice. Mosquitoes aren't too bad, but they're all out in this area. I think once I get back into the swamp itself, they'll go away. And I've only got like 7 more miles of swamp. First landmark is going to be about 3.5 miles in from here is Thank God Island, so that'll be the first stop to take another break. So we'll get back in the swamp here. I'll see you there. Well, this is definitely some primeval landscape. It was noisier at this last campsite than the first night out here. A lot of crickets and noisy insects chirping. Lots of birds and things. Some smaller critters running around the campsite. Couldn't tell exactly what they were, but they left me alone well enough. That sky's clearing up a little bit. I don't know what the weather today is supposed to be like. At some point, there's supposed to be that cold front coming through for a couple of days. It's cool seeing all these little islands of trees. I was just checking where I am on the maps. It looks like my pace is about 1.25 miles an hour through here, which I figure is about average. Some people are a little faster or a little slower. Just take your time and you'll be fine. It still isn't that bad. I don't think I mentioned yesterday, but I've been wearing my waterproof socks all day. I never changed them out, and it never really got above knee deep. Just a couple of times where it kind of touches the top of the sock and then it gets a little bit wet on the inside, but overall it's just kind of damp. But right in here, it is starting to get deeper, so I may end up getting really wet. Less than a mile to Thank God Island. Well, here we are. Thank God Island. That wasn't so bad. We'll take a nice break in here somewhere. Well, I think I'm done here. Gonna push on. I just made that like a short 15-minute break. I think that might have been the longest stretch of continuous wet between Oak Hill Camp and Thank God Island. We're about 4 miles to the highway, and we got a couple opportunities to take a sit-down break, so we'll just keep pressing. Oh, this bit's just mud now. There's Ivy Camp, just a little bit further up. This one's got a bench I can see. May as well sit down here for a minute. I can hear the rumble of cars and trucks and things on the interstate. We still got over 3 miles though, so it's gonna be a bit till we get there. I think this is the next little spot to take a sit down in some dried area. There's not much going on here. Maybe have to flatten down some grass. Hopefully it's dry enough. But we still got at least a mile and a half, I think. Over an hour on trail still. I feel like I'm falling behind schedule for where I'd like to be. I'd like to take a long break up at the rest area coming up. No, it's all wet swamp grass. I'm gonna have to keep moving. Well, this is definitely a relief. A nice little forest, dry ground, and a bench. I'm gonna take my lunch break here. And also, when I had gotten to this area, I saw my first signs of human life on this trail so far. I passed a woman. Her name was Wonder Woman. And she's coming up to the highway and she's got a ride coordinated for getting out. So I may see her again as I get up to the rest area and take a long break there. I think we only got like a mile and a half left or so. So I'm kind of in the mood just to eat like a fast meal and then get up to the rest area and see if I can wash my feet out and everything. Definitely take a long break up there. There's supposed to be vending machines and ice cream and stuff like that, all kinds of goodies. So I think we'll do a quick lunch, maybe 20 minutes, and then finish out the rest of the trail. Hopefully we're through the worst of the swamps, but you never know. A mile and a half left, could be anything. Well, we're joining up now with this muddy back road, and I think we're going to be on this all the way up to I-75. Whew. Maybe some dry patches. A lot easier walking now. Well, looks like we made it. They say the swamp is the most difficult part of the entire Florida Trail, so at least we got that out of the way. Overall difficulty, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 for 30 miles of swamp walking. We'll get through the gate here, and then the rest area is the next stop, just over that way. Well, this is nice. There's like a little emergency rescue aid station here. I haven't got to the rest area yet, but I asked a dude inside if he has a little hose I can wash myself off. So there we go. Free to use, he said. So we'll get all my boots and socks and shoes all cleaned up, and then we'll move on. Well, I'm all cleaned up best I can be. Time to see what amenities this rest area has to offer. All done with the rest stop. I just had myself a Gatorade and we're moving on. Crossing I-75 here. For the rest of the day, I'm looking at doing 5 more miles will get us up to the Nobles camp. We'll get through this gate and the trail continues. I think we're on, yeah, it looks like a dirt road path. Hopefully not flooded. Hopefully we're through the worst of the stuff. Well, this is very nice. I should be flying down this. Night and day difference compared to what we just went through. So as we're following this road, just off the left is this canal, and I was just thinking that this is where the gators would be if I was a gator. I just so happened to look over, and there's one just chilling right there. Man, there's some big gators out here. There's another one of those giant grasshopper locust guys. I wonder what these things are. There's our exit for the Nobles camp. I think it's just like a 0.1 or something down here. Well, here we go getting set up at camp, and I got 2 more hikers. So I've seen a total of 3 hikers today, I think. So we got Naomi and Rookie, and it kind of sounds like there's the voices of maybe somebody else coming in, but we're getting our dinners cooked up. It's cool having some people to hang out with. It's been pretty lonely hiking through the swamp here, so it's good seeing you guys. And I guess we'll be aiming for the same destinations and stuff for tomorrow, so we'll see some of these guys again. Well, we're having a lovely evening tonight. Just getting done with dinner. A couple more of the hikers have shown up, so I think we got a group of 5 of us total, and kind of all hiking in the same pace to where we're all getting into the Seminole Reservation for tomorrow, and I'll kind of stay in that area. So I'm sure I'll see some of these guys again. So we'll go ahead and sign off for now. We'll get this video edited and going. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. Had a fun night last night. Good group of hikers to be around. And I think that nationwide cold front finally swept through this area. Had some gusty winds all last night. Temperatures are definitely a little bit on the cooler side, but I mean cooler for Florida, so it's not that cold. I think the high today is maybe in the mid-60s, but that's about it. A couple of days of that, and then it starts warming back up again. Well, the first landmark for today, a couple miles here, we'll be hitting the border of entering the Seminole Reservation, and we got our permits for that taken care of already, so we should be good to go. I think we got some nice, easy, kind of this grassy dirt track going the whole way up, so should be smooth sailing for today. I forgot to mention yesterday, but that Nobles campsite is where the story of a hiker named Mostly Harmless ended his life. You can find information about him through a Google search. Just look for hiker, Mostly Harmless. Interesting story. But yeah, that's the campsite where he kind of ended his hiking journey. Junction here. Indian Reservation, gate 1.7, permit required for entry, and we're good to go there. Something's been rooting up the ground all around here, and this just reminded me, I think there's wild hogs out here. That might be the most dangerous of all the animals out here I may run into. There's the reservation boundary. There's no camping allowed inside the Seminole Reservation, so you either have to push all the way through it, or halfway through there's a small town with a church, and the church lets hikers stay on the property. So I don't need to be pushing any big mile days just yet. So we'll just aim for staying at the church for tonight, which I think makes about a 12-mile day. Oh, lots of controlled burn activity probably through this area. Keeping the forests in check. Now we've come out to a more proper dirt road now. I sat down for a minute filtering up some water, and it's kind of cool when you're just sitting here with the cold breeze blowing. Feels like it's in the 50s still. Nice day of hiking though. Crossing the West Feeder Canal. Next stop is going to be about 2 miles from here. We take a turn off to go a half a mile down to get to a restaurant. So we're going to get some nice food here in a little bit. We've had a couple of big dump trucks go by on this road, but it's not too busy. Here's going to be our first stop for the day, the Swampwater Cafe. It's a half a mile down a side road. They say it's well worth it, and I'm definitely down for getting some food. Looks like some donkeys. I smell food. I'm definitely hungry. Time to get a good meal in. Settling down for some nice food. I went with a breakfast sandwich. We did manage to make it to breakfast time. And over here, what was this one? What was that called? Type of salad?
Taco, Indian taco.
Indian taco salad. We got some bread over here to start with. These guys are waiting for lunch mainly. Well, I think we're about done with our lunch break. Time to move on. From here, it's only maybe 4 miles or so down into the middle of the small town here, where we're going to be stopping at a church that allows hikers. So that's the next destination. Alright, we're done with that little side excursion back to the main road into town. I think we got about 4 miles or so, maybe a little bit less than that. There's some kind of hawk there just on the side of the road. There's maybe a male and female pair there of those guys. Passing by this little neighborhood, looks like it's a whole new construction in the last couple of years. Nice little place. And we're almost there, just a little bit further. Looks like this is it. The New Testament Baptist Church is back there somewhere. This is the only place that'll allow hikers to stay. You can't camp anywhere in the reservation. So it's either camp here or hike all the way through the other side, which would be a really big day. So doing these easy days is just fine. We'll go check in with these guys and see where they want us to set up. And here we go. We're on the back side of the church. Got a little tour of the place. And this is where we can set up, right under this nice little pavilion. So I think there's like 6 of us here in our little hiker group, which is kind of cool. There's some facilities on the inside of the church we can use, some leftover foods from a potluck and all kinds of good things. There's definitely power to charge stuff up. Got my little setup just there. And behind me here is a little shower house with some laundry facilities. So I think I'm gonna jump in the shower for a minute and take that opportunity, and we can get some laundry going as well. So I'll just check in on the backside once I'm a little more refreshed. Well, I'm in and out of a quick shower. We got laundry going. I'm feeling refreshed and doing a lot better. This is a great little rest stop in between after the swamp section until we get to the first official town. But the only other thing to do around here is seems like there's a little museum to check out, learn some information about the Seminole Indians. So I think we're going to go as a group and kind of wander over to the museum and see what we can learn. So I'll see you over there in a bit. Well, here's the nice museum to go check out. Learn some stuff about the Seminole tribe. And we're back at the church, done with a little museum tour. That was kind of cool, worth it in my opinion, if you're only going to be passing through this area once in your life. They didn't want any filming inside the place, especially if you're posting it for social media purposes, so I couldn't film anything. But it was kind of cool seeing the colorful clothing and things like that, a lot of patchwork designs, and some of the old basket weaving stuff, a lot of history of the area and the Seminole peoples. So that was kind of cool. Definitely check it out if you're coming through this area on the Florida Trail. So I think now it's coming up on dinner time. I went ahead and packed out some food from the restaurant we were at lunch. So I've got a rice and beans and chicken dish, I think. So I'll be able to warm that up here in a second, and we'll do dinner here in a little bit. What was the Vatican Museum? It was okay. It was good. Yeah, it was worth going through. I got a little bit of a discount for military. It was cool. Some of the history thing and some of the traditional clothing patterns and stuff. Little patchwork designs, just kind of good to see.
Good great.
We got some fresh cooked homemade stew going on over here. And a pie in the oven.
Doing too much.
It's not homemade, I'm just warming it up.
This is pretty awesome. Well, we've had a fantastic dinner. Everyone's getting started to tuck into bed, so I think it's about that time. It's been an awesome stay here, and tomorrow we'll move on. So I think that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.